Hello and welcome to the course Signals and Systems. I am Dr. Zishan Karim from Electrical Engineering Department, CUIWA campus. Okay, in this lecture we will discuss convolution examples, and before discussing that we will discuss some main steps. We will summarize some main steps which are necessary for doing the convolution. So there are some steps which you should remember when doing convolution. So to evaluate convolution, there are three basic steps. First, you need to flip, and then you need to shift the signal about the origin t, and then after shifting that, you have to multiply the shifted version and the original signal, uh, the, and then you have to add them. Okay, these are some steps for convolution. We will see how these three steps are involved by performing some examples. So for continuous case, it's same like to compute the convolution x h of t. We have to shift the we have to follow these steps. For example, this is x star and x t h t minus star and d star. So this is a general equation to find the convolution of a continuous time signal. So we proceed as follows. Plot first of all we will plot xt and ht minus t as a function of tau. Initially consider an arbitrary large negative value of t. So this value of t should we will consider initially large, too large that this will result in ht minus t being shifted very far to the left on the time axis so that they don't overlap each other. Then we will write the mathematical expression for x convolve ht and then increase t gradually until the expression for x ht changes its form. So record the interval over the expression that was valid. Then repeat these two steps 3 and 4 until t is an arbitrary large positive value. This corresponds to ht minus tau being shifted very far to the right on the time axis. Then the results for the various intervals can be combined in order to obtain an expression for x into ht for rt. Then finally we will plot and write the equation as well. Okay, let's discuss some examples to clarify the idea which we studied up to now. First one, we will discuss a continuous time case example to find t minus t or t minus tau, sorry. The origin will be shifted to t instead of 0. So first of all, we want to compute yt, and it is the function ut and ut. We need to convolve ut with ut. So for convolution, we know that we have to change the variable from t to tau. So it is u tau, and then we need a delayed version ut minus tau theta. So this is the general convolution expression. So we need to convolve these two signals. So first of all, we will sketch what is u tau. You know that it is a unit step function, and tau here represent the time axis. So instead of t, we have a capital tau here. So we change the variable from t to tau here. So plot the u tau here. So it will start from 0 and up to infinity it will be 1. And then we need a u minus tau, because to calculate u t minus tau, you can see that to calculate u t minus tau, first we need u minus tau, right? Then we can write u of t minus tau. So first of all, we require u minus tau. So we already have u of tau. So just it is the flip version of u of tau, which is u minus tau. So when we flip around the origin, so it becomes 0, and then for 1, for negative side it will become 1, for positive side it becomes 0. Now we need to sketch the u t minus tau. So to sketch the t minus tau, the only difference will be the origin will be shifted to t instead of 0. So this 0 is replaced by t, and then in this way you have a t minus tau. So instead of 0 you have a tau t here. Let's move on to calculate more details. Okay, now there are two cases. First of all, we need to move this one by one. As we discussed, first we will keep the t so small that on the negative side that there is no overlap. So this is the case. For example, t is less than 0. So when t is less than 0, so you can see that there is no overlap between ut minus star and uta. So when you multiply them, so there will be 0. So uta into ut minus star, there will be no multiplication because there is no overlapping region. So when we take the convolution minus infinity to infinity, uta ut minus star, put the value of here 0. So when you take the integration, the result will be 0. There can be another case where the t is greater than 0 or equal to 0. So when we take the t greater than 0, for example, this is 0, and then you have this overlapping region, right? So look at this. There is overlap between 0 to t, and the amplitude is 1. So ut into ut minus star, you will get this one. So the limit will be 0 to t. So integrate minus infinity to infinity is the general limit, ut minus star deta. So 0 to t, and then amplitude is 1 here. So after taking the integral, you will get t here, right? So now there are two results. One is 0, the other is t. So you can combine them. So it means that what is the result of the convolution between ut into ut? You get output which is 0 for t less than 0 and t for t greater or equal to 0. So it will look like in this way. So 0 and then in this linear function, right? So what we get, the convolution of unit step function with the unit step function is tut, right? Because uh, if we want to write without any mm, limits, so you can just write tut. It's clear from ut that there will be no output before 0, like at this. So this was one example to clarify the idea about convolution for a continuous case. Okay, let's discuss another example which is also for a continuous case. Now we would like to compute a convolution between two signals. We have a given signal, for example, x of tau this one and h of tau this one. X of tau is from 0 to 2 and h of tau is minus 2 to 0, right? These two are the signals which are given. Now you know that for convolution we need two things, x of tau and then ht minus tau, not h of tau only. So to calculate ht minus tau, as we did before, we need to first calculate h minus tau. So h minus tau this one, right? So h of tau you need to flip at the origin, so it becomes 0 here and minus 1 become 1 and the 2 minus 2 become 2. So it is flipped version, h minus tau. Now to calculate ht minus tau, this one is t minus tau, what you do, just instead of 0, so you have a t, and instead of 1 you have a t plus 1, instead of 2 you have a t plus 2. So the axis is changed from 0, the origin is changed from 0 to t, and the other points are changes as well. Now there can be number of possibilities, as we already studied the main points for convolution, that we have to first take the t so that there is no overlap. So we can consider that t plus 1 t plus 2, because this is ht minus star. Now we have to convolve it with x star. X star is already given this one, right? Now we can first assume that t plus 2, look at this, t plus 2 is the final limit of this signal. So we can assume that t plus 2 is less than 0, or if we move 2 from here to right hand side, so t is less than minus 2. So for this case, when we convolve x star ht minus star, we will get 0 because there is no overlap. There is no overlap this point, right? There is no overlap. So we will get the straight line. We will get nothing on the line, not a straight line. So yt equals to 0 t, so we get the output 0. So for range t plus 2 less than 0 or t less than minus 2, we have a 0 value. Let's move on for a region 2. For example, if we took the t plus 2 which is greater than 0, right, and the t plus 1 which is less than 0, because t plus 2 we have a greater than 0, you can clearly notice from here, and the t plus 1 is less than 0. So we can write that t is greater than minus 2 and t is less than minus 1, right? So t will lie between minus 2 and minus 1, right? So now let's convolve. So to convolve, there should be overlap. So in this case, we have only overlapping region, this one, right? This one is the overlapping. So amplitude here is minus 1, whereas the amplitude here is 1, right? So 1 into minus 1, you have a minus 1. So 0 to t plus 2, you have an overlap. We plotted here. So now convolve yt is equal to x star ht minus star. So what is the amplitude from 0 to t plus 2? Is minus 1. So take the convolution, it will give, so take the integration, it will give you t and r tau. So 0 to t plus 2, put the value, so you will get minus t minus 2, right? So for this region, from 2 greater than minus 2 and less than minus 1, you have a function t minus 2. Okay, there is another region which is when we move t plus 2 so far that it is greater than less than this 2, but the t plus 1 here is greater than 0, right? This one t plus 1 is greater than 0. So when t plus 1 is greater than 0, it means t is greater than minus 1, right? This one. And t plus 2 less than 2, it means that t is less than 0, right? So we have a range t greater than minus 1 to t greater less than 0. Now let's convolve. So to convolve this one, you can see that we have a overlapping number of overlapping region. I think 3 overlapping region. First one is this overlapping region, right? The second one is this one, right? This one and this one. And the third one is this point, right? This area, right? And here we have a 0. So there are 3 regions. First is 0 to t plus 1, this one, 0 to t plus 1. And the other one is t plus 1 to 1, this one. And the last one is 1 to t plus 2, like this one. So for 0 to t plus 1 there is 1 because they both are in the same direction. Here there is a 1, but other we have a minus 1, so 1 into minus 1. For t plus 1 into 1 there is minus 1 here, right? And whereas for the last point we have a minus 1 into minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 1, 1. So from 1 to t plus 2 we have a 1. Now let's integrate. So you will, after integration, if you solve, you will get this result, right? So it is equal to finally yt equals to 3t plus 2 for region 3. Now move on again when t plus 2 is greater than 2. Look at this, t plus 2 exceeds the 2 and t plus 1 is less than 2. There are two conditions. So in this case, t is greater than 0 we can write, and t is less than 1 because 2 minus 1 is 1, right? So 2 is greater than 0 and less than 1. Now we have to integrate again, convolve first. So to convolve we need then integrate. So convolution involve multiplication and then addition. So in this case we have overlapping here and we have overlapping here. We have an overlapping from t plus 1 to 2 this way, and then there is no overlapping here. So same t to 1 we have 1, same way 1 to t plus 1 minus 1 here because they are in opposite direction, and then t plus 1 to 2 we have 1 because they are in the same direction. Minus 1 into 1 it will become minus 1 into minus 1, it becomes 1. So you can see that this output, right? So minus t is in result we get minus 3t plus 2. So this is the result of region 4. So we will keep moving until there is no overlap on the positive side, because we start from the left hand side here, and when there was no overlap, and we will keep moving in this direction until we don't have an overlapping region. So here we have an overlapping again, and currently now we have a region t is greater than 1. Look at this, t is greater than 1 and t is less than 2, and the t is less than 2. So there are two regions, t is less than 2 and t is greater than 1. So this is our another region. So we need to convolve. So when you convolve, you will get only this point, right? Because there is overlap in this. 1 into minus 1, you will get minus 1. So from t to 2, you will get minus 1. So only one region. So when you convolve or when you integrate, you will get minus the output values, and the function output function will be t minus 2. So output is t minus 2. Oh, this is the last region, because now t is so far that it doesn't overlap with this signal. So when there is no overlap, there is finally 0. So the condition is t is greater than or equal to 2. So for t greater than 2, when you have a value of t greater than 2, where there is no overlap, so output when you multiply them, you will get 0. So now summarize, to plot the final plot, we need the values in each range. So we started with t minus 2, where less than minus 2, where the output was 0, for example this one, and then we continue for t greater than minus 2 or equal to minus 2 and less than minus 1. So we have a minus t minus 2. So when we plot, we get this one, right? And for greater than minus 1 and less than 0, we have a 3t plus 2. So 3t plus 2. So this one keep increasing, right? And for the other value for 0 to 1, we have a negative slope minus 3t plus 2. So from here we will go down. And then for t greater than 1 or equal to 1 and less than 2, we have a t minus 2. So we have a t minus 2 in this way, right? Right. And for final for t greater or equal to 2, we have a 0. So, so this is the final part, and this was the second example discussing about the convolution for a continuous signal. Now let's take another example for a discrete time signal. Now we have a two signal. Consider the signal xn and the impulse response h of n shown below. Now we have to compute the convolution. So this is our xn and this is our hn. But generally we studied that to find the convolution between these two, we have to write equation. So general equation is y of n equal to summation k minus infinity to infinity x of k hn minus k. This is the general equation. So let's compute the output yn one by one. As we calculated one by one y of t in the case of continuous signal, now here we will compute the for the discrete time signal one by one. So first consider y of 0. Y of 0 means n is 0, right? So for n0, first of all we need to calculate, as you know, that h n minus k. It is n minus k, right? So first we have to change the variable here from kn to and from n to k, so it becomes h of k, right? H of k. So it will look same but similar, but only the x-axis become k instead of n. Then we need h of minus k, right? H of minus k, right? H of minus k, which will be the flip version of this one, right? Then after flipping this one, you need to just shift to the n, so it becomes n minus k, right? So this is the step. So when n is 0, you just need here h minus k. So using this, they consider y0 here, k minus infinity, infinity x of k, h and is 0, so 0 minus k, so we have x k h minus k, which is equal to 1. Why is 1? Look at this. So xn, so only we need to flip this one, right? So h of minus k, so you have a at 0 you have a 1, for 1 it will move to -1. So it means that there will be values at -1 and 0. So when you convolve with this one 0 x of n signal, so there will be overlapping point only this one. So in the result you will get 1 into 1 1 output because there is no other overlapping region. Note that h minus k is the flip version of hk, and xk h minus k is the multiply and add between xk and hk, so we get 1 here. Now for other values, we can do the similar procedure. To calculate y1, we flip hk and then get h minus k, shift h minus k, then get h1 minus k, multiply, add, and get this one. Look at this example. Now it will be clearly, we can easily verify them pictorially. So for example, this was the case y01, we already calculated in the previous slide. Look at this, this it was the only overlapping region, this, yeah. So we get 1, right? There was no other points. So now for the second case, when n equals to 1, h1 minus k. So you have a 1 minus k, so for example this was minus k, so it will be 1 minus k. So 1 minus k means minus 1 plus 1, it becomes minus 1. I am talking about x-axis. Minus 1 plus 1, it becomes 0, right? So the point at minus 1 here, right, will be shifted to 0, right? Whereas the 0 plus 1 is 1, so the same will be shifted, 0 point will be shifted to 1, right? Now you have to convolve this with this one, xk, right? So when you convolve this, there are two overlapping regions, right? With there are two overlapping regions. Now look at this. This will overlap this one, and this will overlap with that one, right? So when at 0 we have overlap 1 into 1, we have a 1, right? And then 2 into 1, we have a 2. So 2 plus 1, due to this summation, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Now for another case, for example, if we want to discuss the other case, for example, h2 minus k. So add here you add 2, so 1 minus 2 it becomes, 1 minus 1 plus 2 it becomes 1, so it will be shifted to here, and 0 plus 2 it becomes 2, so it will shift it to 2. So 2 minus k, it becomes 0 2. So similarly, when you want to see the overlap, so this will be the overlapping points, right, these two. So you have a 2 into 1 2, and 1 into 1 it becomes 3, so on for the other cases. So after y4 we don't have an overlap, that's why we don't have a y5 value here. If we want to convolve, we will get 0 here. So our output will look like 1 in this way, right, pictorially. For example, 0 1 2 3 4, right? So at 0 you will have a 1, at 2 at 0 you have a 1, at 1 you have a 3, right, in this way. At 2 you have a 3 again, and at 3 you have a 3 again, and at 4 you have a value of 2 like this one, and so on. After 4 we have a 0. Here 0 sample, 6 sample, 0. Before 0 we have a 0. So this will be our final y of n. So this was the example for discrete or digital case. And this is all for this lecture. Thank you for listening. And for question answer session, there will be some reserved slot. So exact time will be communicated later on. Thank you.